Yeah, let's start on our backs. Let's do some core work since it's Tuesday. And you can begin with your legs however you want them and your hands however you want them. But I'd like to invite you to close your eyes and drop into the space inside your body. Maybe noticing the way your bones rest on the ground. Really letting those bones support you in releasing into the earth. Feeling the heaviness of the bones so that the rest of the body can be soft and relaxed. And in that softness, feeling for the movement of breath. Can there be both a sense of ease and deep breathing? So maybe breathing really slowly and gently, but just continuing the breath until it's full so that there is a deep breath, but still a sense of relaxation. And then bend the knees and actually before we do that, just have the feet resting on the ground. And on the inhale, let the belly expand and feel how the lower back just naturally arches off the ground. And then on the exhale, deliberately press the lower back into the ground, feeling the abdominal muscles engage, the navel draw toward the floor, the tailbone tuck under a bit. And then just relaxing that, and you'll see you don't have to do it, but the low back will just naturally lift off the floor as the belly expands. And then on the exhale, there's that deliberate pressing down, flattening the back into the ground. And then relaxing all the muscles in the hips and pelvis, you'll see that the pelvis will probably just naturally start to curl. Good. Maybe just 2 more like that. And now on your next breath, let the inhale still be full in the belly, but constrict the movement so that you're still pressing the back flat into the ground. So the belly's expanding, but the pelvis isn't rocking. There's stability in the spine and the hips, engagement of the muscles in the belly and the back. Good. Now we'll lift the feet to the height of the knees. And you'll see when you do that, probably the lower back arched a little bit off the floor. So we're gonna tuck the tailbone, aim it up so that the lower back presses flat into the floor. And then as we lower the feet, the lower back is going to want to arch even more, and we're going to resist that even more, continuing to press the lower back flat into the ground, engaging those abdominal muscles, lowering one foot at a time, moving with the breath. And I say lowering the foot, but really we're lowering the leg. And of course, that brings the foot down. But it's not just the foot coming down. You're maintaining this right angle with the leg and then lowering the leg. And notice, is the leg wanting to come down on an inhale or on an exhale? There's no right answer. Just be curious. Maintaining the flat back against the ground. Keeping the chin a little bit down. Try to relax as much as possible in the face, jaw, and neck. One more on each side. And then when you're complete, hug the knees to the chest. Let everything relax. Then we'll come back to that same position, bending the knees at a right angle, which means the feet are around the height of the knees. And then on an exhale, we'll lift the head, tuck the chin, bring the arms past the thighs. Good. Now straighten one leg without it coming to the floor, and then bring it back. And then straighten the other one and bring it back. Now continue that movement, bringing the hands behind the back of the head. Legs are doing the same thing, except now you're crossing the elbow toward the opposite knee. Inhaling center. One more on each side. And then when you're complete, hug the knees to the chest. And feel free to rock a little bit and massage the back. And then just one more here. We'll come back into that same starting position. And again, we'll exhale and curl the head up, reach the arms forward. And then we're just going to reach from side to side here. Extending out, coming back to center. Other side, coming back to center. Now, if you want, you can also do this with the arms up in the air. Makes it just a tiny bit more challenging. Stay with your breath. Connect the movement to the breath, letting the breath lead. Keep the legs still. Just move the upper body. One more on each side. And then lower the head and hug the knees in. Good. Maybe roll your head a little bit from side to side, loosening up the neck. Okay, now we're going to rock on our back and we're going to rock around in circles. I haven't done this in a while, but you know what to do. Once you come to the starting position and you've rocked 360 degrees around, then go again in the other direction. And then at the end, you'll rock yourself up and let the feet stay off the ground. And then bring the hands around the bottoms of the feet, keeping the feet off the ground. Good. So we're wrapping the hands around the outsides of the feet with the soles of the feet together. Balancing on the sit bones. Then let the knees relax down toward the ground. And pull the chest up and the shoulders back and down. Breathe. That chest can really open here. And then let the feet come down. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, the spine tall. And exhale, fold forward. Release the hands. Relax them on the ground. Drop the head. Let the armpits melt toward the floor. And then as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, reaching your head away from your tailbone. Exhale, draw the belly in and relax the spine over. Feel the fullest expression of breath your body can take. And then walk the hands in, rolling yourself up. And then let the right elbow drop down onto the left thigh, letting that thigh sink toward the floor. And then take the left arm up and use those oblique muscles, those side abdominal muscles that we've already used at the beginning of class, to pull your sit bone down. So you're going to engage this muscle here on the left front of the body and use that to ground through that left sit bone. And then reaching out through the hand away from that grounded sit bone. And breathing into that long reach up that left side. Good, and then lower the left hand and take it behind your back onto the floor, rolling that left shoulder open. And then look down toward your right knee. Really notice how the breath can move up into the left side of the chest. Feel free to drop your head back if you want. Good. And then lift yourself up. Bring the left hand to the left shin. And inhale tall. And exhale, drop the left elbow. And reach up through the right arm. And pull these side abdominal muscles in and down to ground that right sit bone. Feel your muscles engaging here. And then reach out through the right hand, gazing up and to the right, lengthening and breathing into the length. Feeling the breath span the whole length of the body, feeling all the space this open reach creates. And lower that right hand down to the ground behind you so that it really folds that shoulder blade in and rolls the shoulder open. And then turn your head down toward your left knee. So head is to the left, gazing down to your left knee. Or if you want, you can drop your head back. Invite the breath up into the chest. And then come back up, return the hand, drop the chin. Good. And then cross the ankles and come over to hands and knees. Taking the hands in front of the shoulders, spread the fingers wide. Take a breath in, and then exhale, curl the toes and lift the hips. And then inhale, drop the hips down, roll onto the tops of the feet, come into upward dog, shoulders back, eyes up, chest out, exhale, curl the toes, downward dog. So the nice thing about these movements, if you do them right, they really force you to slow your breath down because it's not that easy to go quickly from upward dog to downward dog. So your practice, your challenge can be to really only do one half of the breath cycle for each of the postures. Inhaling into your upward dog, exhaling into your downward dog, and really completing the breath. So if you get there quickly enough that there's still extra exhale or extra inhale, don't be in a hurry. Complete the breath. And just stay in the posture until it's done. Now, those of you who like to work harder, and I know some of you are here, you can instead take a plank, a chaturanga, lowering, inhaling, upward dog, exhaling, downward dog, inhaling, plank, exhaling that half push up with the elbows by your side, inhaling, upward dog, exhaling, downward dog. So the chaturanga is very much not a push-up where the hands are wide and the elbows go wide for the chest to come down. The elbows really fold alongside your ribs. So it's a different muscle set. So keeping the hands shoulder width apart. So again, it's not wide like a push-up. Hands are under the shoulders. And so then when you lower down into your chaturanga, the elbows are in the same line as the wrists and the shoulders. And if you're not able to do that, just skip this part and stick with the upward dog, downward dog, or come onto the knees. But really don't lose the integrity of the pose. Don't make it a push-up with the elbows wide just because maybe it's too hard to do it with the elbows in. Just come onto the knees if you need to. Last one here, and then we'll end in downward dog. Good job. If you're tired and you need to take child's pose instead, that's fine. After you've rested, just join us in downward dog. Let's push into the fingers, all 10 fingers, pressing forward. Now, press down the left heel without bending the right knee. Try to touch the heel to the ground. Stay long and slow in your breathing. Now, just aim your heel in a little bit. So right now the foot is pointing straight ahead. Just see how it feels in the body. If you angle the foot a little bit, so you're bringing that left heel in toward the right heel, just a little. And then notice the different stretch that creates. And then we'll take that heel and make it a little bit wider. So the left heel out to the left, the foot angling that way, pressing into the hands, sending the hips back, noticing that, how it feels. And then bring the foot straight and keep the other foot straight to begin, and start to press the right heel down, keeping the left knee off the ground, the left knee straight. So we're in the downward dog. Both legs are straight, both feet are pointing straight ahead, and we're trying to push in to the hands enough that the weight shifts back and we can lower that right heel down even more. Steady, slow breaths. Good. Now angle the heel in toward the other foot and try to press down. The more you breathe deeply, the more you give yourself the strength to stay here for this long. And if you need to rest, that's fine too. And then we're almost done. Take that right heel out to the right. Push into the hands. Press the heel down. Send the hips back. Good. Come center. Bring the knees down. And we'll all come into child's pose, sitting on the heels. Bring the forehead down. If you don't rest the forehead on the ground, stack hands or fists so that the head can rest. Let the shoulders relax. Let the arms fall over the legs. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Slowly lift your head up. And then lift your seat off your heels. Curl your toes under. And then lift the knees. So you're in a squat. Now, we're going to take the feet a little bit wider, so hip width apart, if they're not already hip width apart. Hands will come to the ground in front, and then we're going to lean back, trying to bring the heels to the ground. Now, for some of you, this is going to be easy. And really trust and keep shifting your weight back. Pull your navel in and down toward your tailbone. Let your tailbone sink and try to rest on your heels, on your whole feet. Breathing wide into the back. And then shift forward again. So now you're on your toes. And walk the hands in a little bit so that you feel the backs of your arms and your elbows abutting the insides of your knees. Spread your fingers wide and make sure that your hands are shoulder width apart. It's really important. If they're wider or narrower, it's not going to work. Now, we're going to lift the buttocks and bend the elbows without bending them out to the side. So we're keeping the elbows in line with the wrists and shoulders, lifting the buttocks, and then starting to move the head forward until it feels like the elbows line up over the wrists. And then once you're there, lift your feet off the ground. Now again, if the elbows are wider here, you lose all the ability of your arms to support you. The key here is that this bone is doing the work rather than the muscles. So you line the elbow up over the wrist, and then that forearm bone is going straight down into the ground. And then the work is to use your abdominal muscles to lift your feet up. And so the body is gliding forward. Good. And then let's come down. Just coming onto the toes. Bring the backs of the hands together. Bit of a stretch there. The elbows can rest on top of the thighs. Just stretching the wrists. Good. And then hands back to the ground. Lift your hips and fold forward. Clasp your hands behind the back of your head. And then apply pressure with your hands, not just in toward your head, but in and down, like you're trying to pull your head, not toward your thighs, but toward your feet. Elbows will point toward the space behind you. Push down into the feet, lift up through the thighs, and scoop that area just above your pubic bone in. So the area below your navel. And then long, slow, sweeping breaths through the body. Bend your knees, roll yourself up, keeping your hands behind the back of your head. And then when you come all the way up, open the elbows, lift the chest, breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees a little, round your back, drop the elbows, and then inhale, open and look up. Exhale, round. Good. Go at your own pace. Okay, now we'll make it bigger motions. Take the arms up and lean back. And then exhale, come all the way down. And up. Look up and back. And exhale. Look down through and past your legs. Now, you can take this as fast as you want, having a more rapid breath. Still coordinating with the breath. Going up and down. And if you're not feeling like moving quickly today, stay slow and gentle with long, deep breaths. Make sure when you come down, you really drop your head. So I like really looking past my legs, but if you want to keep your eyes closed, you can just imagine that your chin is tucking all the way in. Keep going. Use your breath to fuel you. Two more. And relax. Close the eyes and feel the energies you've created, you've stirred. Feel your breathing slowing if you were doing rapid movement and rapid breath. Okay. Now, take a deep step back with your left leg. And the heel will stay off the ground, so that knee is pointing straight ahead, the heel is pointing straight back. Clasp your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your hands as high away from the body as you can. Take a breath in, and then drop your hips as low as they'll go, keeping that back knee straight. How low can you go? Keep dipping down. Yeah. And then straighten that back leg actively, pushing back through the left heel. And press your tailbone toward your right knee. And then feel free to look up, straight ahead, or close your eyes. Notice which thumb is on the outside, and then inhale the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands together at the heart. Hook the left elbow over the right knee. Now, inhale, push back through your left heel and out through your chest, lengthening the ribs and spine. And then exhale, turn and look behind you, pressing the right hand into the left hand so that the palms move toward the heart center. And continue to actively press back through your left foot. And come center, hands to the ground, step forward, soft knees, chin tucked, roll yourself up. Reach the arms up. Exhale the arms down. Clasp your hands with the opposite thumb on the outside and step the right foot all the way back. Roll the shoulders back, folding those shoulder blades in toward the spine. And then sink down as low as you can get without bending that back knee. Support it with your breath. And press back through the right heel, simultaneously bringing your tailbone toward your left knee. Again, you can gaze up, lifting those hands up higher maybe. And on your next inhale, reach up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale here. Exhale, turn. Now we're not going to try to go all the way. Just hook the elbow. And then we're going to lengthen, pressing back through the right heel and bringing the chest forward, lengthening it. And then exhaling and turning. Left hand pushes into right. Look behind you. Pressing both hands toward the heart center. Keeping the breath long, moving it all the way up to the chest. And bring the hands to the floor and step yourself forward and roll yourself up. Reaching up, inhale. Exhale the arms down. Slowing the breath. Feeling the feet. And shifting weight into the left foot. And then bring the right arm under the left arm. And then bring the backs of the hands together or possibly the palms together. Bend deeply into the knees. Find a spot in front of you and let your eyes rest there. Feel your breath and let your mind rest there. Feel your left foot on the ground. Let your balance rest there. And then lift the right leg. Cross it over. If possible, hook the foot behind. Inhale, lifting the elbows. Exhale, sinking the hips. Belly pulls in and down on the exhale. And release. Stand, rest, breathe, feel. Weight comes into the right foot. Start with a slight bend in the knee, just to help deepen that connection downward through that right side. Then bring the left arm under the right, left under right, palms together or backs of the hands toward each other. And if they don't reach and you only get this far, so what? You're stretching. That's the point of it, not what it looks like. But the shape is just a guide to how the body can open more. Good. And then bending deeper in the knee, looking past your hands, steadying your mind on your breath, crossing the left leg over, hooking the foot behind for those who can. If that's available, don't worry about it. If it's not, inhaling elbows up. Exhaling, belly in, hips down. And release. Nice job. Stand. Rest. And then bring the arms out in front. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Lower down. Lower down. Lower down. Good. And then release the hands. And come on to the buttocks. Bring the arms forward or onto the chest or up in the air in order of difficulty. And then slowly tuck the chin and lay yourself down. Slowly lowering your upper body toward the ground. And then once your head comes down, rest your hands on either side of your hips and bring the heels in so that they're under the knees and the feet are hip width apart. Feel the breath rolling from the belly to the chest. And then press into the feet, lift the hips, and then either clasp your hands under you if you can. Maybe take hold of the feet if you don't reach your hands. And then another option, if your hands don't come together, if the shoulders just aren't able to, you can grab hold of the sides of your yoga mat if you're using one, and kind of use that for leverage. The idea is really just to move the weight of the body into the shoulders. And then press down into the feet and lift the hips and pelvis. Aim your tailbone for the backs of your knees. And then press down into your upper arms and lift your back, upper ribs. And if you are in the version where your hands are clasped under your body, pull them apart. And breathe. Good. And slowly release hands and lower down. And then we'll end with a happy baby. Bringing the bottoms of the hands around the bottoms, bringing the palms of the hands around the bottoms of the feet and lifting the bottoms of the feet to face up. And then pulling the chin toward the chest. And with an exhale, relax the tops of the shoulders toward the floor. With an inhale, spread the breath wide into the hips, into the legs. Just imagine all this space in the lower body, all this openness. Breathe. Good. And then relax the feet down, the arms down. Tuck the tailbone, release the legs, shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow or a towel to create some darkness, you can place that on your eyes. And then just let the hands rest with the palms up, let the feet rest. Feel the whole body resting on the ground. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling and sinking those bones, relaxing those muscles. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth, and release the jaw. Lips slightly apart, mouth relaxed. And then one more deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting go of the activity of the mind and stilling your mind by resting it in the feel of the breath. So it's interesting because the breath is moving, and yet we can watch that movement to create a sense of stability in the mind, a sense of rest. Just focusing on the feel and the movement and the sensation of breath. And noticing when the mind wanders away, which it likes to do, and that's fine. Just bring it back again and again. Train the mind to rest. Deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. The mind has wandered, bring it back. Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and the toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest and rock gently from side to side, massaging your back. And come center. Rub hand to hand, foot to foot, waking up the energy of the body. Roll over onto either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, and again resting your mind on your breath. Notice how you feel. See if maybe there's a sense of appreciation for the ways that you show up for yourself, like coming to yoga and working with your body and your breath and your mind and your heart. Such a gift. Maybe some gratitude. I'm grateful to you for coming. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself up to sitting. Feeling the sit bones sinking into the ground. And the crown of the head lifting to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deep, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste. Thank you.